Good morning, guys. So we've got an issue with our little Abarth 595. The engine lights come on. You never like that. We took it out for a little drive. I took my daughter out, 4-year-old. She absolutely loves it. She names it after her favourite Lego character. So this one's called Lucy. We took it for a little drive around our local lanes, and I got a little bing pop up, and yeah, the engine light appeared. So I'm taking it over to our local garage called JG Autos in Ascot. They're mainly an MOT garage, but they're proper petrol heads. They've been around for like 30 years. They do servicing and diagnostics and things as well. So I'm going to drop it off to them. They're going to plug it in, have a little look. Now, I don't think, well, I'm hoping there's nothing major wrong with it. I've been on the forums, and all of the Abarth owners, they've assured me that it probably is just the fact the battery went flat, and it has a bit of a hissy fit. And it does kind of seem to be something to do with that, because the boost gauge stopped working, and again, that is a common issue from a low battery. This thing gets no use. We've done 5,000 miles. We haven't done 5,000 miles. I bought this with 4,000 miles on the clock, and we've done 1,300 miles in about 2 years. 300 miles of that was in the last 12 months, which I know is shocking, but it is literally just a little toy we have. So when they plug it into their OBD, they'll be able to see what the codes are and what the actual faults are. And like I said, I'm hoping it is literally just nothing major, and it was just the battery being flat that's caused the issue. I don't think it's more than that, because there is no change in the performance. Even when the boost gauge stopped working, it was absolutely fine. There's no change. Obviously now the engine light's on, I'm not driving it fast, but yeah, I'm secretly hoping there's nothing major wrong with it. I'll be gutted if it is, because it's done 5,000 miles. I mean, it's like practically a brand new car. You can actually buy a thing called a Carly OBD reader, and I very almost did for this, but after reading up on it in a bit more detail, they're more VW, kind of VAG and BMW specialists. So whilst you can plug them in and they do work on the Abarth, you do have limited functionality, so it's not ideal if you want to be doing code reading, you know, and really getting to the bottom of what the cause is for the engine light. Also, I have to say, this has been a properly reliable little motor. I know I haven't done a huge amount of miles in it, but in the time I've owned it, it hasn't, you know, missed a beat. It's been brilliant. It started whenever you need to. Granted, the battery went flat, but I haven't used it, so what do you expect? But yeah, in terms of other reliability, I know a lot of people always whine about Abarths being unreliable because you know, they're Italian, but seriously, this has been a great little car for us. Now, one of the recommendations was to swap the battery out for a brand new one. This is a 2016. It's done very few miles. I didn't feel the battery was dead, you know, to the extent it needs to be replaced, so I just recharged it. I used a C-Tech battery trickle charger, and I reconditioned the battery at the same time. That fully recharged it is fine. When I plugged it back in though, even though that sometimes is meant to kind of reset the engine light, it didn't, unfortunately. So you know, it was worth a try. But yeah, I highly recommend the C-Techs just for keeping your battery charged up. Well, we're about 2/3 of the way there now, and the car has been absolutely fine. There's been no kind of misfires or anything, so I'm really hoping this is what I think it is. But anyway, yeah, we're getting quite close to JG's now, so let's head on in and get it plugged in and see what the codes are. Fingers crossed. Right, back in the car, and great news, it was literally just a slow response on the, I think, the O2 sensors. So it was literally because this car isn't being used, it just had a hissy fit, and it sent up an error code. So yeah, they managed to check it, absolutely nothing wrong with the car. They've cleared down the engine warning light, and I've just been advised to drive the damn thing in anger and give it a good blast, because apparently if you don't use it, the carbon will build up within the O2, the lambda sensors, I think it's called, and that can then cause these little error codes to come up. So I want to say a huge thank you to JG Autos. Honestly, you know when you find a garage you can trust, they are just the epitome of that type of business. They are just so honest. They're a little family business. They've been around for 30 plus years, like I said. They don't just take advantage of anyone. The guy wouldn't even take my money just to plug it in to check. It's just such a gentleman. And they're the types of garages that you need. They love to work on recommendation, and funnily enough, they were recommended to me. It was back when I was trying to get my CSL MOT'd and the original centre couldn't fit the car onto their ramp because the splitters were a little bit too low for their specific setup. So they said try JG Auto. So I went up there. Since then I've used them not just for the CSL but for the Range Rover. I'll be using them for the Defender, the Abarth when it's due, which is not for a while yet, but just based on how they were, they're just nice people. You just chat to them like the other MOT centres. They're just so like, they don't want to talk to you. These guys are petrol heads. They've got cars. They service insane cars. They do everything from Bugattis to little Nissan Micras. You know, it's everything. But yeah, it's all about reputation, and I can't speak highly enough of them. So yeah, if you're in Ascot or any of that surrounding area and you need not just MOTs but services and stuff, this isn't an ad, by the way. This is just me recommending them based on the service they've given me. Definitely check them out, JG Autos. I'll put a link in the description. So anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. That's a good happy ending to this one. Do like a happy ending. And yeah, nothing major, no new engines for this one. So yeah, the Abarth lives on. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment, and I'll see you soon.